exploring Python programming, a versatile and widely used language with a range of applications, particularly in the realm of DevOps. We'll delve into Python's key advantages, discuss the concepts of interpretation and compilation in programming, print function, usage of single, double, and triple quotes, and simple arithmetic operators in Python. Now, let's start with what is Python? Python is a high-level, versatile, easy-to-learn programming language that is widely used for web applications, data analysis, machine learning, and automation, which makes it a great choice among most of the IT professions, including DevOps. And what are the advantages of Python that we have today? The advantages of Python is, first, it is easy to use, which means we can easily implement because it's a less syntax comparing to the other languages. Another advantage, it has a huge community which help us when we have a problem, as well as huge support for third-party libraries that extends ability of Python. And the third one is compatibility with many DevOps tools, which we'll be using later on our course. And next, we have in the Python, interpretation versus compilation. Interpretation is happening at the runtime. Compilation is happening at the compile time. Why do we need these concepts? Because when we have the programming language has to instruct our computer what to do. And to be able to do that, it has to convert the source code, the code that we write on the paper or on the code editor, has to be translated into machine language, which consists of ones and zeros. To be able to do that, this source code has to go into process. Different programming languages do this in different way. Each has its own advantages. One happens on the runtime, so as soon as you start running the code, it starts interpreting in a ones and zeros. And in the compilation, it happens before the runtime. You have to compile the code, and then you will run it to make the machine understand the code. And what we have to know, what are the differences? One difference that is there is interpretation is relatively slower than compilation. However, with the usage of extended libraries, we are easily go around this problem nowadays. And here we can look at some examples. Interpreted languages are Python and PHP, and there is also much more. However, another two examples for compiled languages are C and C++. On the next step that we have is today to take a look at the print function in Python. Why do we need the print function? First of all, we use print function because we want to display the texts. We want to see what is going on in the code. We want to show there somewhere along the code, right? To be able to show this, we have to use print function, right? To be able to use the print function, first I want to quickly show you guys how you can open a Python file. So first you go to Explorer on your VS Code. Right click on the folder that you want to create the Python file. Click on New File, and then here just give the name such as print.py. So this will be our first class that will use the print function. Now in this class, I want to print something. Let's say I want to print hello world. What can I do? I can write print. and then hello world. So what is happening? Let me run this code and let's see if I can see the hello world somewhere along the code. How do we run it? On the top side of your VS Code, you will have the run button, which you can click and it'll run it for you. Now, when I click on it, it's going to give me an error, invalid syntax error. So it didn't like what I wrote. But we said we use print function to print anything we want. So why I couldn't print? Because I couldn't print, it has to be defined in a quotes, whether it's single, double, or triple, but it has to be in the quotes when we use the print function. Because when I say hello world, it is looking for something named hello world, but there is nothing here that is named hello world. Therefore, it doesn't understand. Python is not that smart. Therefore, I have to tell Python, don't worry about this. This is okay. Everything is gonna be okay. Therefore, to be able to tell it, I have to talk in the Python's language, which is just putting here a double or single quotes. For this example, I will put the single quotes and run it. And then now I can see the hello world at the end in my output. However, what happens if I use this double quotes for the same text, hello world? If I use double quotes, I'll see both hello worlds in the output because there is literally no difference between, using a single or double quotes. Okay? Using single or double quotes don't make any differences. However, in the different circumstances, you can choose one over the other. For example, let's say we want to print one sentence, right? We want to print, John said, it's a lovely day. How can I print this sentence? So to be able to print a sentence, I have to put in a double or a single quotes, right? So let's use the single. So print, and then I will put the single quotes, and then I will copy this one. What happens? Now I will run it. I put my sentence in a single quotes. Oh, it gave me another syntax error. Why there is an error? Because there is an error. The Python cannot figure out where this string is starting and ending. It's thinking this is one string because there is single quote in this sentence. And where is the second string? So it confused, it didn't understand. Therefore, I have to use the escape character. Okay. Escape character, which is a backslash. Okay. Backslash is an escape character which will allow us to use some unallowed characters in the string. So if I use this one, the backslash before this single quote, which is creating a problem, and run my code, everything is going to be fine. Then I can see in the output. Next step we have is what happens when you have a multiple sentence, right? What happens when you want to print out an email? Hi, this is John from the ABC Bank. Okay, and then rest of the mail. Now, when you want to print this, what you do is you would say print, and then put this sentence in a single or double quotes, and you run it, and you will get an invalid syntax error. Why? Because we are not able to put multiple sentences in double quotes. We have to put triple quotes, whether with the single triple quotes or double triple quotes. It really don't make the difference, but these have to be in the triple quotes. And then I run my code, and as you can see, everything is fine. Now, in the next step that we have is simply looking for simple arithmetic operators in Python. To check the simple arithmetic operators in Python, we have 4 of them: addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. These are the 4 simple arithmetic operators that we have in Python. Now, what you can do, so between the numbers, let's take a note, between the numbers, we can use all 4 of them. There is no difference. So print, let's say, 5 plus 10, or print 6 multiplied by 3. And then when I run it, I'll see in the output 15 and 18, which Python calculated the result for me. But what happens between texts and numbers? Texts and numbers, texts and between text and numbers, only multiplication is allowed. Okay, so if I say print Techtorial multiplied by 3, in the output I will see 3 times Techtorial, but any other one of them will generate a type error. So if I say Techtorial plus 3, I'll see type error, string not concatenated with the integer. So what is string? String, so every text that is inside the double, single, or triple quotes in Python is called string. Okay, and then so that should be all. And what about between the text? What arithmetic operator is allowed? Between the text, only addition is allowed. So I can say print tech plus tutorial, and then which will give me at the end tech tutorial. However, if I do with any other math symbol such as multiplication or division or subtraction, it will give me an error, type error. Okay, and then that's pretty much it about today's short video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm looking forward to see you guys in the next short